Okay, so to get us started, I have an icebreaker for you. I want you all to answer the following questions. So a couple questions are going to pop up on the screen in the chat box. So my first question to you all, answer this for yourself. There's no right or wrong answer, but where do you normally study or work? Do you normally study in your bedroom, in your bed, at the library? Maybe you study outside. Please allow everyone to enter in the chat box where you normally study. Please let me know if you cannot see my screen. Answer the following question on the screen. Where do you normally study/work? So Shanice, you say that you study when you're at school in the library. Okay, very good. Does everyone study at the library? Does anyone study anywhere else? Okay, Colette says that she studies at the high school, mainly in classrooms and library for further research. Good. Okay, so my next question to you all is, what time of day do you normally study? Do you study at night, in the mornings? And Manuel also added to the first question, you study both in the bedroom and the library. Question number 2 is, what time of day do you normally study? When I was in school, I used to always study at night, usually like 7 p.m. Emmanuel, you say 3 a.m. personally. Wow, that's very early. And 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. you have class sessions. So you prefer the time in the morning to study. Okay. Any other responses? Okay, Colette, you say in the morning is best for you, but you also manage to study at night. Amable, you study from 7:50 a.m. to 3:50 p.m. I'm assuming that's when you go to your classes. Okay, Shanice from Gashora, you say you study both morning and night. Okay. My next question to you all is, how do you stay focused? So when you're studying, how do you normally stay focused? For me, I will say I have to study alone. If I'm studying with friends, then they can be a little bit distracting. So when I stay focused, I study alone. What are some of the things that you do to stay focused? So Colette says studying in a group. Emmanuel says put on earphones, play one song over and over again, or instrumental music without vocals. Amable says both in group and personally, so alone and with group studying. Definitely, there are good benefits. Okay, so I asked this question as our icebreaker today because I want to discuss some questions for you all about college essay writing. My question would be, where can you work on your college essay and when can you work on your college essay? Now, some of you have already started writing, and some of you have found that it might be difficult to set aside time to write your college essay because you have so many other things going on. You're writing exams for your actual classes right now, or you're doing sports, or you're doing other activities, and it's hard to set aside time to write your college essay. So my question to you all now is, where can you work on your college essay and when can you work on your college essay? I want you to think about it and then write your answer in the chat box or aloud. If you are able to unmute, you can share your response with us. So for me, one thing I would often do is I would work on my college essay at home at the dinner table, and I would do this before dinner every week around maybe 6 p.m. Definitely, so the essay is not something you can do every day, so I would work on it every week. What's a place that you could try and do your college essay, work on it regularly? Colette says at home when you Colette says at home when you have no disturbances. Very good. And you also say during vacation time when there's enough time. That's a good point. So if you work during vacation time, you will have fewer distractions, and you'll have more free time to write. Okay, so vacation time. Anyone else? Okay, so Shanice, you say at home, like around afternoon or night hours. Good. So I asked this question to you all to start to think about how you can be intentional with your time and place as you're writing your college essay. Again, like Emmanuel said, it's not something you can just do in one day, and it shouldn't be something you do in one day, but it's something you work on often. And in order to help yourself stay accountable, one thing to try and do is to work on your college essay in a place that you know you can stay focused and at a time you know you can stay focused. If you work on your college essay every single week at 11 p.m. at night, it might be hard for you to stay awake or to stay focused if you're not a night person, if you don't like staying up at night. So maybe you should think about, what time of day am I most awake? Am I least tired? Am I ready to start writing? And where is a place that I can go to work on this essay that I know I won't be so distracted? Okay, so with that said, I want us to start to actually think about working on the college essay. So I know that you all know that there are different ways to apply for college, and there is more than just the essay. So in this workshop series, we focus on just writing the essay, but there are different aspects of the college application, such as your transcripts, your letters of recommendations, and other parts of the application that you have to fill out. Now, you all also may know that there are different application systems. So for some schools that you apply to, you must apply directly on the school's website. For other schools, they use a commonly shared tool called the Common App. I'm sure some of you have already heard of this, but I will play this video that explains it a little bit better. Okay, so that video just gave us a little overview of what the common application is, and you were able to see what it's like to apply through this application tool. The next video I'm going to show is going to show you a little bit more details in this application tool. I know that we have a question in the chat box, and I will get to your question after we finish this next short video, because we'll walk through this ourselves as well. So this video is going to explain a little bit more detail what your screen looks like when you go into the application website and you start to use the tool. Okay, so that's another quick overview on the common application process. So one question we had is in the additional supplement section, what can I share there and what does it look like? So the additional supplement section depends on each school. So as you saw in the video, you will go in on the application tool and you will select all of the schools that you wish to apply for. When you click on the school's name, you'll see what are the specific additional supplements requirements. In the video, we saw that the one school, Howard University, required you to submit an additional essay that was specific to the university. Some schools may require specific things, but it depends on the school. So there's no uniform or one single application that has everything that you need to submit, because different schools have different requirements. So when you go into the Common App tool, you might see that one school requires an additional essay and another school only requires the personal statement. Are there any other questions? For some of you, you may already know all of this because you've seen the Common App before. For some of you, this may be brand new. I see someone else just joined on iPhone. Remember to change your name to your school's name and your name as well. So we have one final video, and this is regarding the submitting the application. Okay, so we had a question in the chat box regarding, do you pay the application fee using the Common App? Yes. So in the end of the video, you got to see that you do indeed apply, make the payment for the application on the Common App. There's a separate link, and then you have to go back into the app, the Common application, to submit your actual application. So just submitting the fee does not mean that you submitted your application. You have to actually press the button that says submit. Some of you may qualify for an application fee waiver, which means that there's specific reasons as to why you do not have to pay the fee. Others may not. And so you'll have to look into that in your own time. Before I go away from the screen, are there any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Remember, you can keep submitting questions in the chat box. What we're actually going to do now is something a little bit different. I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm actually going to go to the Common Application website with you all, and we're going to see what the website looks like. So give me one moment while I stop sharing my screen, and I will share a different screen. Right now, so you should all be able to see my screen. So one way to go find the Common application is to search Common application. Easy, it's the first thing that pops up, commonapp.org, and you'll be able to navigate the website. For some of you, you might want to go to the page that says Plan for College. For others of you, you're ready to begin your search, and you'll go to first year application, guide, application, essay prompts, whatever you need to do. Some of you still have to search and decide on the colleges that you would like to attend. So if you are still in the process of deciding the colleges you would like to attend, you can also use this tool to overview and look for colleges. This is not the only way to find colleges. Of course, your schools will help you, but this is one way you can search through them. So once you're on the website, right now I'm going to go to first year application guide. You all should be able to see my screen, but this is what the website looks like when you will go to it. So if you are ready, to go, you can go ahead and click apply now. We're not going to apply, but I'm just going to show you what the website looks like. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. This is the same video we just watched, and it told us what is the Common App. One of the things it tells us to do in this guide is to first gather materials. Remember, these are some of the requirements that you're going to need, which are your transcript, which shows your grades. You're going to need to think about your activities that you already do. That may include sports or clubs. Maybe you do drama, maybe you do choir, maybe you do different sports. So remember to think about those. Your test scores, if you took any exam tests, and information about your parents, and any academic honors or achievements, if you ever received an award or a scholarship. Then you're going to create an account. When you start to apply, you'll start to create an account. The steps here are laid out. I'm not going to create an account right now, but you can see It's very detailed on the website. You're going to add your colleges. So as you saw in the video, you will select the different colleges you're going to apply for. So remember, you're not applying for all of the colleges, only the ones that you select on the application tool. This guide will show you how to submit your actual writing supplements. Remember, different schools have different additional requirements. Engage supporters. So this next step is so that you get the information you need from your school officials that can help you also through the application and with your letter of recommendation. The next step that they suggest is understand the requirements. Remember, each school has different requirements that are unique. You do not want to miss out on your opportunity to apply just because you don't know all of the requirements. So this guide tells us, remember the deadlines, the fees, the essays, the course requirements, the test policies, the portfolios, the writing supplements, and the recommendations. Again, the website also makes this easy for you. By clicking on one of these tabs, you'll be able to find out what each requirement for writing is by the specific schools. You'll plan your essay. You don't have to do this as number 6 because some of you are already working on it right now. Remember, this is a huge part of the college essay. And then finally, you're going to submit your application. So this is just one guide to help you through the college essay if you're going to apply through the Common App. Before I get off of this screen, I'm going to ask, are there any more questions? Colette asked a question, is it okay to apply for a school which has rejected you first? So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that question. Colette, do you mean if you've already applied once before? The school will not reject you if you don't apply. So with the question about rejection, you will only know if you've been rejected if you apply and they reject and your application is rejected. Gilbert, your question is, what are the needed information to be on parents and guardians? It's going to show you on the specific application. Let me see if I can pull it up and then I can type it in the chat box for you. Colette, you have another question. It says, do teachers also have to use the Common App to recommend you? Yes, so the letters of recommendation are going to be submitted on the Common application. Amable, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure because you're unmuted. Shanice, I'm not sure how long it takes to get a reply about the fee waiver, but if you have been waiting a very long time, I would reach out to them. There's a contact page about the fee waiver. If you've been waiting for a very long time, I'm not exactly sure how long it will take for them to get back to you. And there was one question about family information. So on the Common Application website, it tells us that many colleges collect this information in the family section for demographic purposes. We will ask for your parents' occupation, employment status, and education level. If applicable, we will also ask which colleges they attended and how many degrees they have. Colette, you asked, is it okay to add information like a poem when you're not asked to do it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is it, where would you want to add information like a poem? Colette, if you want to explain a little bit more, we can talk at the end of today's session as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. So I did this to show you all what it's like to use the tool for the Common App. Now, again, remember our essay workshop series is about writing your personal statement essays. One thing I wanted to also offer you is some tips that we haven't discussed yet, just on the process to write your essay. Some of the tips I will include is reading outside of the classroom to expand your personal vocabulary. Reading for pleasure is something that is helpful in understanding how you can use language and use more diverse language when you write and talk about things. This is something you have to keep doing over your lifetime. But if you continue to read more, you'll be able to expand your personal vocabulary, and that will come out in your personal statement. The next tip I have is to apply lessons learned regarding grammar and language use. So lessons you've learned through this workshop or in all of your classes about your grammar and language use. Remember, it's important that you have an essay that is grammatically correct and that uses language well, because it really impresses the college admissions team that reviews your application, and it shows your readiness for college and the degree of seriousness and professionalism you have with your application and with your essays. And then finally, another tip is to use the writing process to guide your writing. Remember last week we discussed the editing and revising stage of the writing process. So again, the writing process is a series of stages that help you throughout writing. So we've talked about brainstorming, we've talked about drafting, we've talked about editing and revising. Remember to use this process so it helps you keep yourself organized and maintain some structure as you're writing your essay, particularly one that has that you would write in your own time. Okay, so again, to return to the Common Application, remember the essay prompts that I showed you a few weeks back when you were doing some brainstorming. Can I get one volunteer to read essay prompt number 1? If your microphones work. Amable, can you read essay prompt number 1?
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Some students have, yeah, okay. Some children have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is meaningful. They believe their application will be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is one prompt you can use for your essay. Very good. Can I have someone else read essay prompt number 2? Gilbert, does your microphone work? Okay, you say, sorry, it is not working. Emmanuel, can you read essay prompt number 2? Emmanuel, are you able to read essay prompt number 2?
Okay, I hope you are listening. You are all hearing me.
Okay, Colette, thank you.
It's number 2. It states, the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be the fundamental to of success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you? And what did you learn from this experience?
Thank you. Can I get
Okay.
someone to read essay prompt number 3?
May I read it?
Yes, thank you, Colette.
Okay. Number 3, it says, reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. What prompted your thinking? What was the outcome?
Great, thank you. Amable, could you read essay prompt number 4?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Reflect on something that someone has done for you that has made you happy or thankful or in a surprising way. How was the gratitude affected or motivated you? Thank you.
Thank you. I will read essay prompt number 5. Discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. Number 6, Colette, can you read essay prompt number 6?
Number 6, describe a topic, idea, or a concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose all track of time. Why does it captive you? Sorry, why does it captivate you? What or who do you turn to when you want to learn more? Sorry,
Great,
should I
thank
repeat?
you. We can hear you well.
Okay.
Thank you. And then finally, number 7, Amable, could you read essay prompt number 7?
Okay, thank you. Okay, share an is on topic of your choice. It can be your have already written or that respond to a different prompt or one of your own design. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So remember, these are going to be the essay prompts that are going to be that you are going to answer for your Common App essay. You all will have a chance to choose just one. I know some of you have sent me essays that include a response to all of them. Do not feel like you need to send a response to all of them, because when you submit your actual essay, you're going to respond to one of the questions, and that is going to be your essay. So I would like you all to remember to think about the one that you feel as though you could answer in the strongest way, and you're going to submit that. Some of you have already begun to brainstorm, and you participated in our brainstorming and outlining exercise. And so you've already thought about how you would like to respond to one of these prompts. It is a good idea to take that if you feel confident, and continue to write on the thing that you feel most strongest about and you think you can write the strongest about. So you're going to select one of those prompts and you're going to write on that. Some of you have already submitted your essays, or some of you have begun to write your essays and you're editing and you're almost at the end of the process. Some of you are at the very beginning. Remember, feel free to submit your essays to Faithful and I if you would like us to review them as you're going through this process. But remember to keep the essay prompts in mind. So we've done a lot of exercises that involve writing maybe related to this or not related to this. But these are going to be the prompts that you use in your college essay. Some of you may have to write on more things because the college that you're applying to has additional writing requirements, but this is the one requirement you will see throughout the college application for many of the schools. Colette, your question is, if I can choose one prompt, does it mean I don't have to include my title of choice? So you're going to select one of these prompts and you can still write a title for your essay, because these prompts don't necessarily have a title already set. So if you use a title for your essay, for instance, if you choose essay number 1 and you talk about a special talent you have, which is dance, for example, and it'd be meaningful for you to share, maybe your title of your essay is going to be related to the dance that you talk about or this dance skill. So you respond to the prompt and you would have a personal title related to what you write about. Remember, the prompts are very big, and so you can write many different stories within the prompt. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so our activity today is to really think about how we're going to write the college essay and how we're going to think about our personal timeline to apply.